Big Julian going up against Big Dennis, but not with a big B. Nah, I'm only kidding, Dennis. I'm only kidding. Lowercase b for you, though. Let's have a look, see what's going to happen here. We've got Big Mexico going up against Hauser. I almost forgot what the name of the civ was for that. I don't play the Africans. I very, very rarely play the Africa civs. I play a bit of Ethiopia. I dabble a little bit in Ethiopia, but other than that, I don't really like playing Hauser very much. But Dennis does, and Dennis is one of the best Hauser players around. Honestly, he's adapted really well to Hauser ever since they came into the game. He does play at both Africa civs as well, but I think Hauser is definitely he's known for playing Hauser a lot more. First treasure is going to be 2 sheep, and you might think, well, that's a completely worthless treasure. What is the point in getting that? Well, with Africa, it is definitely worth getting those livestock treasures because they get that livestock market. And look at this. The Sanga cattle not only are going to be the things that they benefit from here, he's going to be able to get the sheep on that market as well. And he can sell that for gold and wood at some point. So let's see what Dennis is going to do in this game. Dennis definitely he very much varies, but he can definitely reach the sort of 2100 ELO bracket range. So he's a very, very good player. I've played Dennis numerous times, always have very close games with him. So he's a very, very good player. But he is going up against, you know it, the best in the game. I mean, I do refer to Julian as the best in the game. I think arguably he very much is the best in the game. There are some very close competitors out there that like the Ungers, for example. You've got classics like Opti, Ezad. All of these sort of guys. Kevin even up there. King of Osmane is this sort of new guy. That's in the top 10 bracket as well. Even Hazza. There are some really top players out there. Obviously, you can't forget about Revnak as much as I just like the guy. He's still up in the top 10 as well. But genuinely, I think it's very much argued that he is the best player in the game, Julian. So no doubt he'll. He did his guide a little while ago. And I'm sure there's a strategy that he'll be following in that guide here. So we'll keep a close eye and see what he's going to do. Doesn't go for that TP start. You can see here. He's very much gone for the hunting dog start. So hunting dog start tells me he's going to be aggressive early on. Normally you see the TPs, and look at that. Got a very forward hacienda there. Has shipped the 2 villager, 1 hacienda. Shall I try and pronounce how that's said? Alhondiga de Granatitas. All my Mexican bros out there, tell me how I did. I seem to butcher everything else. Hopefully I got that one right. Okay, let's have a look to what else is going on in his deck. Yeah, so lots of H2 cards, not many H3 cards, and quite a lot of H4 cards. That tells me he will like to play it out in H2 and then maybe go for the H3, but there's not a lot in there, so maybe he just likes to go for the Revolt, or he just likes to go for standard age up into Industrial. We'll have to wait and see. But no doubt we will definitely see some early H2 here from Julian. He's almost aged up, as is Dennis, Den, a.k.a. Babmadada. What's we got going on here from Dennis? Let's have a look at his deck. It's going to be a standard Africa deck here. Probably might see Hauser Kingdom, but sometimes you see that, sometimes you don't. It depends on the build order. But it looks like he's probably worried about the rush. And there goes the barracks down from Julian. Dennis does see that forward hacienda. That's important. You always want to scout that. It's a very easy building to scout as well, because look at the size of these freaking things. They're like, you can't miss it, right? You cannot miss it. So they're very easy to scout. So most players just put it in front of your face because it's like, there's no point trying to hide it because you're going to find it anyway. Down goes the war camp. He's gone with the Songhai age up. So the Songhai gives him this big button here. the dispatch raiders for, I believe it's 500 or 550 now, maybe. I don't know if it got nerfed or not. It's about 500 influence, and you can ship that, and it gives you 5 raiders instantly. Pretty good. Normally here would be the Palace of Amina, but he's actually not going for the Palace of... Oh, no. Wait, is he going for the... Yes, sorry. He is going for Palace of Amina. I thought for a second I didn't recognize that card, but obviously I do. Going to be picking up a villager here. Nice. And it's 5 minutes 15, and he's already in his base with, what, 10 insurgents there. Very, very nice. The poor Padre. Killing the Padre... Dennis should prioritize killing that Padre, because killing the Padre is really, really important. If a strong Mexico player will use the Padre really, really well, generally you want to keep him safe in here. And the Padre is such an invaluable unit. The healing ability of it is so unbelievably good. It has 375 HP as well. It has a strong range attack. Look at that. 16 range with 15 range attack. That's pretty damn good. It's like a skirmisher. On top of that, you can get the church, and you can get some crazy AoE, like area of effect healing abilities with Padre. But using that Padre early on is basically like having a free priest. So if you're really good with your micro, any units that get damaged, you can run them back to the Padre and get them healed. And it works with things like Falconets as well. So Padre is a really, really important unit. So prioritizing the Padre, like if it's between the Padre and the Explorer, always kill the Padre. The Padre is weaker as well, so it's easier to kill, and you get the same amount of XP, but the Padre is generally like a better unit. It's a more valuable unit, just because of that healing ability. So it looks like just Skirm Goon here. The Palace of Amina is out. Don't forget that will buff the University. The University is at 2.25 influence trickle right now. 700 wood has come in. That's going to pay for lots of houses, so maybe some market ups. And definitely some more bows. Got lots of spamming of the villagers. Okay, let's go back and have a look at Big Julian. And he's already got a stable down. So let's have a look at his build order here. Looks like he went for... oh, yes. So it looks like he went for 5 villagers, 700 wood, and 5 skirmishers. Don't forget, you know, he aged up early, got those 10 insurgents stuck in there super early, took down a villager already. And so he was able to send 2 eco cards whilst doing this rush. And now look at this force at 7.5 minutes already. And he's on 26 villagers with a stable and a barracks. This is really scary. Now, yes, he's got 3 different types of units here, so you're going to have decent micro. Preferably, you want to be good with your group hotkey micro, so you'll have to have 3 groups here. But if you're not that good, you know, you can do 2 groups here. Put the Cav and the Insurgents in the same hotkey group. But generally, so the downside to this is that it does take a good amount of micro here. You can see Julian is moving each of the sets of units individually. So he has 3 control groups. He's got no doubt the Salty Doors are on hotkey group 1. The Insurgents are on hotkey group 2. And the Chinicos are on hotkey group 3. That's certainly what I would be doing. And 3 hotkeys, so 3 groups of micro is my limit. There are some crazy mofos out there like Julian who can do 4, probably 5. Hotkey groups, which is kind of insane. Like that's like StarCraft. That's like StarCraft level micro there. But yeah, so going for that essentially Skirm Pike Cab. And it's scary. It's really scary for Dennis because, like, how does he deal with this? Like, he can also go Skirm Goon Cav. So this is one of the reasons why Africa are so good is because they get Dragoon type units in Age 2, which is their Javelin Riders. Padre is back in action. He's putting the Explorer and Padre in the same hotkey group, which again isn't that great because the Padre will be in the line of fire. And you don't really want that. So what I would be doing with this Padre right here is taking them back here. And look, any cav that get weak, like, I'll take that cav back as well. And you just be able to heal that cavalry up. It does take a lot of intricate kind of micro. But Julian doing a fantastic job just poking. His skirmishes, you see here, his skirmishes keep poking against these Fulani archers. which actually have one less range now. So you've got 17 range on these Falanis. They can get more than that. Salty Doors do have 18 range, and he's using that really, really effectively, using those Salty Doors just to keep whittling down the Falani archers. But the Falani archers now looking like they're in more of a mass here. Julian now seeing his moment, diving the cavalry in. Probably could have gotten away with that as well, because there's not that much anti-cav there. And now Julian, and this is such a good build here. And that Explorer needs to die, though, because it just keeps pinging off the attack animation. There it is. But yeah, Julian, he sends those 2 eco cards really early. 5 bills, 700 wood. And once he's done that, he's then just shipping infantry cards. So once you establish your infrastructure, your eco, you can then just spam unit shipments. And Julian is applying pressure here really, really well. This is exactly how you want to play this. Just use your skirmishers, keep applying pressure to his military, to his eco, and then just keep massing other units as well. Look, there's 21 insurgents, lots of Chinicos, and wait for the perfect moment. He's gonna frustrate Dennis here, and Dennis is gonna have to dive in at some point. And the moment he dives in, bang, your insurgents come in for the flank. Bang, your Chinicos go in for the other flank. And then your skirmishers are just shooting at whatever they need to shoot at. It's a really nice play here by Julian so far. Dennis is very close, though. Dennis isn't out of this just yet. By any stretch of the imagination. We're only 12 minutes in. Flying archers, and now he's starting to look like he's got a decent mass of cavalry here. Wow, he's actually shipped the Akan and Colas as well. So there comes the extra anti-cav. A Song High big button of 5 raiders is coming now. And the timing here could not be better for Dennis. Holy cow, the Song High, the Akans coming in. But look at that. This is exactly what I said. He wants to wait for his moment, let the insurgents and the Chinicos dive in, because it's very difficult to micro against both of them. The anti-cav want to be killing the cav, but the insurgents are in there as well, microing. And this is such a close fight. But I think Dennis is actually going to win this. Those Akans coming in clutch. And if anyone doesn't know, these Akans, they're quite a weak musketeer by themselves, but they have this area of effect damage. So when they're in mass, they absolutely destroy other musketeers because of that area of effect. But you need a lot of them for them to be good. But they're still good anti-cav at the end of the day as well on top of that. So Dennis actually winning that fight. The patience of Dennis there was insane, because it took this card here. So Gananchi. That delivers 5 Akans and allows you to train them. So he got 5, he trained 5, and then he waited for that Song High big button of 5 raiders as well. It looked like the Song High big button. And then with his skirms already and the other cav he had, it was just recipe for a perfect timing. So really, really well played by Dennis there. And I think it was the Song High big button, because he still can't dispatch it again yet. So really nice play. He's trying to apply pressure to the Hacienda, but can he take it down? It's on about half HP right now. Not many skirms, but a lot of cav. But there's still some Akans here. They're musketeers. He does have javelin, 14 javelin riders. There's no way these Chinicos can contest against 14 javelin riders, and he might actually have to give up this Hacienda, and that would be a cracking result for Dennis here. The scores are neck and neck. Look, 100. I think it was 90 score in it there. Super close game. Wow. This is 14 minutes, and both these guys are in H2. Double raxing the Akans right now. Now going for 600 coin. Let's have a look at his debt. There's not a lot of cards left to send. He's going for the coin now. Would start to be a good time to age up. He's in the lead here. He's on top. Once he takes down this barracks, he's done a fantastic job of beating back the infrastructure here. And once he does that, then aging up behind that would be really, really nice. But it looks like he's going to decide to continue to make units. He's making more cavalry, making more Akans. I think that's a nice idea. Song Hai's coming in as well again. He's reached that 500 influence once again. That university putting in work. And again, we're going to see another big timing. Look at this. Just standard 10, 9 more raiders coming in. 5 more Akans coming in. And these things have some decent siege as well. The raiders siege is insane for cavalry unit. And just like that, now starting to look really, really nice. 5 skirms get pulled there, but he is pulling. Julian's doing a nice job pulling them in. Is Dennis going to decide to push it? He is. But look at Julian's pull trick in here, bringing the cap to the front. Pull trick in the back again. It's a really good way of moving the units you want in the right position. It does take a lot of practice, but once you start mastering the pull trick, it's really, really good. But look at this choke point. Look at this tiny choke point here. Tiny, tiny little choke point, which Julian has forced Dennis into that choke point. And so he's got a really good surround where all of his units are firing really, really nicely. And Dennis is squeezed into it. So when he attacks move, his attack move is very isolated in comparison. So really, really nice micro by Julian there, forcing Dennis into that tiny little corner here. You can see the cliff and the TP here. It's a really, really nice play, and it's very difficult for your units to move about in tight spaces like that. So Julian, that was just perfect play, completely deliberate as well by Julian. He knew by forcing Dennis into this choke point, he would have taken a decent trade, as good as a trade, good as a fight that he could have realistically asked for. And as a result, Dennis was in the lead there, definitely, especially with the army, but he was able to be pushed back. So Dennis should have actually taken the fight at the barracks, taken the barracks down. But Julian kept nitpicking, kept picking with his skirmishers, and forced Dennis, frustrated Dennis, into a bad fight there. Julian, mwah, chef's kiss. Hats off to the chef for that one. That was absolutely phenomenal micro by Julian there. Amalgamation coming in for him as well. And he's ran out of H2 cards. He's ran out of H2 cards. He did age up with Artiga Reforms and Cuatrero Haciendas. That's actually a good card. It will give him, but he hasn't got another Hacienda, so it will give him a Hacienda, but it'll only get 20 population for it. So it's basically like having 2 houses. If he had another Hacienda, it would give him 40 pops, so it would still be a decent card. Artiga Reforms is good, but it's not going to be, I mean, he's not aging up, so it's not going to be very worthwhile. So when he gets a shipment, he's either going to have to revolt or age up pretty quick. He's actually massing in soldados. He's on 47 vils now. Double racks in soldados. These things are like cavalry. How much they cost, almost. So instead of the insurgents now, he's deciding to go for the soul daddies, as we like to call them, soul daddies, for the anti-cav instead of the insurgents. And these guys they just hit like trucks. They're like, Jesus Christ, these things are insane. 36 range attack, 300 HP, 25 hand attack times 3. They do 75 damage in melee against cavalry. So yeah, so these things are absolutely insane. They even do well at range because of how high their damage is. So yeah, mixing in 18 soul daddies here is really, really nice. Don't forget they have insane siege as well. But Dennis, look at this mass. Look at this mass of the raiders all of a sudden. And that's thanks to that Songhai age up. That Songhai, it just every time you push it, it's 5 raiders. He's probably pushed it 4 times now, which is 20 raiders in total, probably more than that. So it just gives them an insane amount. And look at this. The Soul Daddies, I was just talking about how good they are, but they're getting melted by the Falanis. There's still a few of them left, and they do take down the raiders, but at what cost? Trabant's coming in from the trading post as well. Dennis with another insane timing here. Does lose all of his cav, but his cav are very cheap. I do believe his cav are cheaper. Yeah, his cav are quite a bit cheaper than Soul Daddies as well. So one raider for 1 Soul Daddy is a really good trade for Dennis. The scores, though, looking good for Julian still somehow. Dennis being forced to ship House of Kingdom. That's not a bad card. It's going to give him a University Builder and a TP Builder. So what he wants to do here, I believe... actually, I don't know. He could put a TP here with his University, or he could just stick his University here and put the TP down there. House of Wettin, he can decide to go for the marriage politics here, which will let him age up quicker. Wow, Julian pulling ahead here somehow. So another song high, big buttons coming in shortly though as well, and he's got the influence for it again. And this is the thing: the later the game goes on, the more you get influence, the quicker you can get influence, especially with another university going down. Huge raid though from Dennis. Is this what he needs to get back into the game? Putting his raider on that trample mode so he kills like 5 1 HP Minutemen, 4 of them or 5 of them in one hit. Really nice play here, and this is really frustrating for Julian to deal with. How's he going to defend this? The Soul Daddies are going up north for some reason. I can't see much coming. Okay, he's got some Chinikos. But these Raiders have done a good job. They've killed quite a few villagers there. There's a villager on 27 HP. He doesn't realize it, though. Now he sees the Chinikos. The Chinikos do connect. He sacrifices one of them and revolts behind this. So, but nice, really, really nice raid for Dennis there. Absolutely fantastic. Julian has decided to go for the Central America Revolt. Don't forget, it gives you 7 villagers. He can't make any more villagers, but a nice boost of 7 villagers is fantastic. He has got another Hacienda down. Is that Hacienda from the... Yes, so he did send Quattrero Haciendas. Interesting. Because that's all he could kind of send. But he's aged up, and now he's sending Central American infantry. That is not a card you see very often, but that card is actually insane value. Nice pinch of the more raiding as well going on. Dennis has decided to go in for it. He sees the age up, and he wants some of the action. This card here, it researches veterancy for all your military units from a barracks. So he's going to have veteran Salteadors, veteran Soul Daddies, and veteran Insurgents. That's for 250 wood and 250 gold, and it instantly researches them. That is insane value. That card, all veterancy is what? 4, 8, 12, 1,200 resources. So that card gives 1,200 resources, plus resources for the amount of time, because it's just instant. And all it cost him is 500 resources. So that card is, like, the value-wise of that card is insane. Yes, you have to have a lot of units for it to be good. I mean, you don't have to. Honestly, you don't even have to have a lot of units. But to send that as opposed to something like 13 villagers or even this card, 4 Salteadors and 1 free Petard, you know, you have to have a lot of units. But he did. So, yeah, that is a really insane card. Central American Infantry. You do have one here for Central American Cavalry. But obviously that only gives veteran Chinikos. But it does let you build goons, though. It does let you build goons in Central America Revolt. Nice micro there. Really nice micro there by... Oh, but he still loses it, unfortunately. It was really nice micro until he stopped microing it, and then it died anyway. But look at this from Dennis. Another huge raid. Oh, the sound of dying villagers. When you're the one attacking, it's just beautiful. And there's so many villagers in such a tight space, he couldn't see how many there were everywhere. So down to 43 villagers. He lost about, what, 15? More raiding going on at the top here, but they're going to be seen quite early. Veteran Salteadors have 390 HP. Wow. And 43 ranged attack. So yeah, these guys are now absolutely insane. Once you start getting a lot of veteran or guard soul daddies, ho, boy, are they daddy. Boy, are they daddy. And are they undoing the belt, because they're about to whip some boys right now. Scores is really close, though, and Dennis is keeping himself in the game with these fantastic raids. 13 settlers coming in. So all of that hard work from the raiding that Dennis did, he's going to get that all back again. Dennis is on 51 villages, though, so ecos are so close right now in favor for Dennis somewhat. But it looks like it's Julian's turn to do some raiding. And oh my goodness me, he's gone from 51. We'll see how many he goes down to. Does get the age up. Oh, 7 villagers. 8 villagers. Oh, there's going to be more. There's going to be more. No, there's not. Wow, Julian didn't kill more. He lost, what, 8 villagers there. It's huge raid for Dennis. So just as I was saying, his ego's on top. It's now not. He is just waiting for that elite ranged warriors. That's going to give him the veterancy for the Falanis. Or is it veterancy for the Raiders? Oh, but the barracks goes down. Oh, that is so huge. So he can't get veterancy because the veterancy was getting teched from that barracks, from that war camp, should I say. And Julian took it down. Really nice play by Julian to target the war camp, to make sure he... Julian saw the age up came in, and he wanted to deny that veterancy, and he really did just that. So, fantastic play there by Julian. Dennis is trying to do some counterplay here. He's going to kill some villagers, but I don't think it's going to take a favorable trade. 8 Javelin Riders is coming in. Tell you what, it's going to be close if he gets that veterancy in. I think he is just about. And there we go. Elite Falani's finally coming in. 8 Javelin Riders, though, coming up from the rear. That's what she said. Is it going to be enough? Where's the cab, Dennis? Where's the rest of your cab? And oh, my goodness me. Classic Musk Falk here. With Soul Daddies, veteran Soul Daddies. The cab are going in for it, but they're going to get melted. If he can kill the Falconets, the Falanis will do fine, but... Oh, no. And GG is called just like that. What a fantastic game. Was in Age 2 for most of it. Then we finally got Age 3, and the revolt from Julian was looking really good from Dennis when he was doing all that insane raiding. Really, really good raiding there by Dennis. Where did it fall apart, though? He didn't get veterancy. I think he aged up too late. I really think he aged up too late. And those Falconets, by the time the Falconets got there, he couldn't get his veterancy. He was trying to tech for the artillery, for the Falconets and Culverins. He needed to be 2 minutes earlier with the age up, so he had time to get some Culverins out. Because if he got some Culverins out there, if he got just 2 Culverins out, I think Dennis would have won that game. Maybe without that raid, though, as well. That raid was a problem, but... What a fantastic game. We're looking back and forth, looking good for Julian, for Dennis, for Julian, for Dennis. And it ended up being Julian in Julian's favor. He is the GOAT. But look at that raiding. Look at that. 58 villagers for Julian, down to 42. Dennis did some phenomenal raiding there. But likewise, Dennis, 51 down to 43. Julian couldn't make more villagers, don't forget. So if that game went on for a longer time, it was probably, unless he got to Age 4, which would have taken him a while, Dennis could have outgathered and out-ecoed because he could continue making villagers. But in the end, Julian taking it. 77 raiders was his most made unit. Wow. What a fantastic game. And both these players played really well. Really good micro, really good timings from both these players. What a fantastic game. Definitely got to make that to YouTube for you boys. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that one. And I'll catch you in the next game. Peace.